for listening. So one purpose for listening is to understand the story. Just figure out what's going on and who did what and who's feeling how, those sorts of things. Another time you want to listen and do the exercises in the book and make your marks or write the words in the story. Another time you want to listen and repeat, listen and try to imitate the same sounds, the same intonation, the same stress and rhythm patterns. Another time, another way that you can use the videos and the audios is by listening and feeling the rhythm and only doing the rhythm. One way to do it is by clapping or tapping. So if I say, if you hear the audio say, John Thornton had saved Buck's life. Don't speak, just go. And then you'll hear, but further, he was the perfect master. Other men looked after their dogs. Are you with me? Right now, what I'm doing is focusing on the rhythm without stumbling over pronouncing the words. All right? So you can do the rhythm separately so you feel that rhythm of long and short. And then put the words on top. Fill the words back in. So try that method and see if that helps you with the rhythm, the long and short, the beats. Okay? All of you, give it a try. Any more questions? Comments? Don't be shy.
I have a question.
Okay. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. I can't hear you. You'll need to turn your talk button on so we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes! Is that Anna?
Yeah, good. Yes.
Good. Yes.
It's a question regarding the intonation. For example, if you have a complex sentence, like Hebrew is a non-profit that helps people in the developing countries. In the first part of the sentence, how does the pitch go up or down, or does it stay?
Okay, so you have a complex sentence.
Even?
Can you type that in the chat bar so I can take a look at it and analyze it for the group? Can you just type that in the... Are you able to do that?
On the blackboard.
No, in the chat, in the chat box.
In the chat box, okay.
Yeah, if you put it in the chat in the chat box, everybody can read it.
Okay. So,
in the meanwhile, I see a question from Emma about quizzes. And I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. Until what number? ¿Qué? Have to do quizzes. Sounds like it's part Spanish to me. So maybe you can ask me. Okay, so just while you're typing, Anna. Emma, the quizzes, all of you, the quizzes, I've put a lot of quizzes into the quiz folder. Almost all of them are unlimited access and you can do as many times as you want. The average score goes into your grade book. So if you don't do well in the first couple of attempts, you keep on trying and your grade gets better and better and you get more and more proficient at whatever sound focus that is. And you can do your quizzes a lot faster and it helps you in your reaction time when you are, speaking English with real people and not just doing something as an online quiz. So just keep on working on everything. As I add more quizzes in there, I'm not turning any of them off right now. In other words, sometimes, in some classes, not in this one, I will turn off the quizzes so they're disabled and you cannot enter them anymore. But in this class, I'm just going to leave them open. So just practice as much as you can, as many as you can. Now, going back to your question, Anna, what did you say?
So sentence is Kiva is a non-profit. This is the first part that helps people in developing countries.
Okay,
So,
wait a minute. Did you
at
wait a
the
second?
end,
I don't.
The intonation, the pitch goes up and down. And what is with the first part? Kiva is a non-profit.
Okay, sorry. Stop.
Kiva is a non-profit that helps people. How does it?
Okay, Anna, stop for a moment. I don't see your sentence. Did you enter it? Did you press your return key?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Yes.
You did? Okay.
I see.
Oh, okay, now I see it. Oh, there's a lot of other talk. Okay, now I see. Kiva. Okay, I got it. Okay, let me see if I can put this up on. Let's see if I can. Okay, so you wrote Kiva is a nonprofit that helps people in developing countries. Okay, so here's my pauses. Kiva is a nonprofit. Pause. That helps people. Pause. In developing countries. End. So it's possible to have these three phrases. Kiva is a nonprofit that helps people in developing countries. Now, depending on our meaning, we can say developing countries or developing countries. And they have two different meanings. All right? If you are talking about developing as an adjective for countries, that's one kind of stress. But if you're talking about developing as a verb, an action, that's another kind of stress. Which one do you mean?
I meant as an adjective.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Kiva is a nonprofit that helps people in developing countries. Okay. So developing countries would be stressing on. We would usually stress the noun countries. What kind of countries? Right. The countries is the main thing. And you're not talking about doing an action of developing. So developing countries. So the word that is pronounced z, and it's attached to the next part because it belongs to the second clause. That's a mistake that I hear some people make is you know how to construct the sentence on paper, but you don't know how to make the sounds come out with the right phrasing. So phrasing first, right? Kiva is a nonprofit. That's the end of the phrase. And then the start. That helps people in developing countries. That could be all one long phrase, or you can stop it in front of the prepositional phrase in developing countries. So it's a nonprofit, right? Nonprofit. 3 syllables, stress the second. 3-2. Kiva is a nonprofit that helps people in developing countries. Does that make sense?
Kiva is a nonprofit that helps people in developing countries.
Very nice. Very nice. Good. I can understand that. Yep. Good. Any other questions? Comments? Complaints? Praise? Anything?
Teacher, you have just talked about the creed, orientation creed. I see it on the lesson and creed, but when we will have that creed?
Say it again, please. You're asking about the quiz, orientation quiz. You mean the orientation quiz that's in the lessons area?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I put that up there the very first week, so you should have done that one already. Did you do it? Did you submit it? I actually haven't been looking at your quizzes. I've been looking at your other assignments. So, all right, I'm looking in that right away, and I only see 3 submissions. So, I recommend that you do it. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why I said lesson and creed. I click begin. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh, really? You mean you clicked orientation? Okay, let me check the reason. Let me check. I'm going into my settings and I'm checking to see how I did this. Interaction. Oh, I know why. Because this is one I disabled. I stopped accepting submissions on week 2. Yeah, see, I started out thinking that I would make you do your quizzes at a certain time. And then I saw a lot of people who hadn't done it, so I stopped putting deadlines on them. This one I had put a deadline on it already. Okay, I just opened it up. So I tell you what, you got more chance to do it. Okay, you have more time. You can do this. I opened it up.
Okay.
Is there any other quiz that seems to be on it you're not able to open? If there is, just send me a link to it.
Oh, when the first week I checked it, it didn't work, and I forgot to tell you about it. So
Okay.
I remember.
All right. Now you told me. Now you
to,
told me, and I.
talk about the quiz.
Okay. So now I fixed it, and I opened it up. It's open. It's open. It's open. You can open it. You can do it now. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, teacher. Yes.
You're
thank
welcome.
You, teacher.
Is there anything else I can help
Thank
you
you
with?
for everything.
You're very welcome. Okay, so I want to let you know about the connected speech. Make sure that when you finish an exercise that you click on that right arrow because it sometimes, I don't know, it somehow notifies the software that you have done, you're finished with, or you've completed an exercise. I think that's an imperfection in the software. I mean, I'm not sure why it doesn't already know that. But I also got a message from Raymond. Raymond's never able to come on a Monday, Wednesday night, but he said that he tried clicking on the star. Because I told you if you click on the star and it's supposed to update when you try your exercise, that's supposed to happen whenever you do it in test mode, but not in learn mode. Okay, so learn mode is not going to put a score into your progress report, but test mode is supposed to do that. So I'm not sure whether in his email, whether he meant this happens, let's see. Oh, he also wrote, I learned that clicking on the refresh button with 2 arrows going in the cycle will update the scores in the test mode. Okay, so that's another way to refresh to make sure that your score goes in. So I want you to make sure that your test scores are going into the progress. Because I learned last semester there was a student who didn't ever do that, and so it always looked like she had a 0, which was unfortunately not true. But it was because she didn't ever do the last step to notify the software that she was finished. So that's why I always recommend that when you finish a test mode exercise that you click on the star to ensure that your score goes in there. Okay, so we're stepping up and going into lesson 2, which is level 2, which is still not hard. It's still very intermediate. We will be going up to level 3 sometime. No, level 4. On our midterm, you're going to be given, I will give you one of the connected speech lessons that we haven't already been assigned for homework, and that will be part of your midterm. So please be sure to become very familiar with the interface and let me know if you have any questions on that. Okay, I think we'll close now, and I'll say goodbye and thank you for everything.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, now the other thing I should remind you is
Yes, good night.
to log out and say leave session, because that way I'll be able to complete the recording. So make sure you go to, I don't know what menu, you go to one of the menus and you say leave session, and then you go bye-bye.